Good day to all you glorious rascallion bastards. The name's FOXSOL. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some more WutheringWaves. Even though we're not really going to be talking about WutheringWaves, we're going to be talking about the Hoyo petition for change because of the culture aspiration issues that's going on. So I got some things I'd like to say about it, and I know I have a friend of mine who's like, man, you don't want to touch this subject, man. You don't want to touch a subject because the crazy people are going to come out, they're going to come at you. But you know what? Go ahead and grab yourself a drink. Take a seat right there, good old friend, and let me give you my opinion, if you would. So I'm gonna be completely and utterly honest. I barely know. I just got the basic gist of the entire situation, I'm pretty sure, and especially it's because of the latest update that happened, trailer or whatever, about the cultural aspirational issues, because there's misrepresentation of like certain ethnicities of people and stuff like this, and I completely understand, you know, how that could be very intrusive, how people can get really upset about it. Don't get me wrong, I completely understand. And I've been following the drama a little bit here and there on Twitter. I have, like, you know, my own personal feelings in regards to it, and you know, I agree with a lot of things people are saying, and I disagree with a lot of people. I disagree with few people, you know, what they're saying in there. Pretty much on the middle ground of how everything is, to be honest, because look, I don't play Genshin Impact. I don't play Hoyo games, and to be completely honest with you, when it comes to the misrepresentation of different ethnicities, whether, you know, you're Egyptian, you're white, you're American, you know, whether you're Mexican, whether you're whatever culture, you're Indian, you know, there's misrepresentation of all races, black, white, everything, you know, and it's stupid. We live now in the year 2024, and that shouldn't be a thing no more. Let's be completely honest. I would have thought that, you know, when I was growing up, how my parents raised me is, doesn't matter if this person is whatever color, it doesn't matter. I wasn't raised thinking about a person's color. I was raised learning a person's personality, and that's just how it was. And the more you look at things like this, and, you know, you look at different cultures and how different cultures react, it is what it is. I will say, in the words of a great man, and you can go look this up on YouTube, Morgan Freeman made the best sentence ever in 50 seconds on how to completely end, you know, racism in general. And that is not to talk about it. You know, I'll put it like this. Morgan Freeman was the person that straight up said that it shouldn't be called Black history. It should be called American history, because we're all Americans. Once you take away color, then at that point in time, what you're left is just man, woman. You're left as being another being. And that is just how it should be. You know, I got friends of multiple different races. You know, I don't think of them any differently than myself. And it's just how it is. And you know, looking at, like, now from the perspective of everything with how other cultures are, how China runs things and everything. Yeah, I don't think they're quite caught up to the idealism of what we are. Let's be honest, okay? And we live in a free country. That's the reason why, you know, in America, we live in a free country. That's the reason why. We have our own thought patterns. We have our own personal opinions. A lot of these countries don't see it that way. Hell, you go to jail in some countries for spitting on the concrete. You can go to jail for making the wrong comment about a politician, you know? You say to a cop in whatever other country, you could be like China, whatever, you say that you're a dumb fuck. Guess what? You know, here in America, you're protected by freedom of speech, by the First Amendment. You don't have those rights in other countries, and you go to jail. Boom, you're done. So understanding that point as well is that other countries have not caught up to the same idealisms as, you know, America has, is one thing that I think a lot of people need to understand as well. But it has come to my attention, and I have looked over the petition, and, you know, agree. You know, more games, more anime should have a better representation. Now, I'm not going to say that Hoyo is whitewashing the game, okay? Because I'm going to put it like this. I don't look like, even WutheringWaves, I don't look at this character as a white character, as you know, as a white woman or a white male. I look at it as an Asian character. You know, it's an Asian person. It's not, you know, a Caucasian. It's not an American thing. It is, you know, it's Asian. That's the way I look at it.
Make it fast.
I think that, you know, there's misrepresentation of white people in America and other countries as well. They think we're all gun enthusiasts and shit. They think we're rednecks and all this other stuff. I mean, if you take a look at even like Japan thinks, you know, one of the biggest things in Japan that they love, and I don't know why, but they love cowboys. Right? Like straight up, like I've watched so many clips of like them talk about westerns and stuff like this, and you know, talking about John Wayne and stuff like this, and shooting guns, and like it'd be so cool to be American because you could be a cowboy. It's like, boy, cowboys were back way long ago, man. You like they love Red Dead Redemption. It's like that's a long time ago. And it's just funny to me in that regards, you know, what Japan, like how they perceive things. I can tell you right now, I think that there needs to be a better representation in general for all kinds of races. You know, I really do. I think that, you know, not just games in general, not just WutheringWaves, not just Genshin Impact, not just gachas in general, but even some animes need to, you know, bolster that and make it to where we're all the same. I really do think that, because there's a lot of animes out there, man, that does the same thing. But I digress. We're getting off topic. We're supposed to be talking about Genshin Impact, aren't we? Well, let's talk about Genshin Impact, and let's talk about the people who's claiming, you know, hey, let's boycott, you know, Genshin Impact. That's a great idea. If you hit them where the wallet hurts, guess what? They are going to actually somewhat respond. Okay, you gotta hit them where it hurts, and that is the wallet. Every business is the same exact principle. The wallet fucking hurts. If you ain't making money and you're losing money, something's wrong and you gotta fix it. But I see a problem with this boycott. There is a major issue with this boycott. Okay? Petition also is, I'm going to say, it's completely fucking useless in this regards as well. Like, it's a great concept, it's a great idea, but we got a problem if you want to make change happen. And this is the argument that I made for like discussing this with several people within the DMC community when we wanted to get change and we want to get Capcom involved and such, is, oh yeah, let's do this, we even stated, you know, we even tried the idea, let's hit them where the wallet hurts, you know? The problem is that if you don't have a community that works actually together, you're never going to get a change. Oh, what do you mean by this, Fox? Well, let's go ahead and pause real quick. Let's go take a look at something. Let's go ahead and open up my Firefox. I got a few tabs open, but like, you see, right now, stop the cultural aspirations and whitewashing in Mio games, right? We got a lot of supporters here. We got a lot of videos. We got a lot of different comments that's going through, you know, different videos, everything. This is great. This shows community, you know, involvement. We got 103,000 signatures right here. Next goal is for 150,000. That is great. That's amazing. That is beautiful. Where's the problem? Well, you tried this before. with only 467 signatures out of 500 back in 2022 to, again, proper representation. You know, this didn't take off. It's the same argument as it was 2 years ago. This one, though, it's a little bit better. Then we look at what's going on today with live player count. Last 30 days. Last 180 days. Look at it right now. 4,500,000 on July 30th. Playing the game. Take a look at Twitch. Look. All the content creators that is currently playing Genshin Impact right now. People, I guarantee you, is legitimately like, oh yeah, I'm for the boycott, you know, such. How do you hit them hard? You know, like, why are you playing Genshin? Play something else. Don't play this. Play something completely different. Like, this is the problem. The problem is that the community isn't actually banding together. In my personal response here, the community is so separated. You got so many people. I could keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. How many damn people is playing Genshin Impact right now that signed this petition? The issue is not the fact that there's misrepresentation. Like the fact is not signing this. The fact is that you're not banding together in a community to try to make a change. This is the point that I made with DMC when we were in the Discord server and we're talking about all the issues with Devil May Cry. And everybody was like, oh yeah, I want these changes, but I don't want to do an email. I don't want to take 10 minutes to send an email. I don't want to take 10 minutes to go ahead and work on this to try to make things better. I don't want to boycott the game. I need to play the game every single day. You know, you're giving several different excuses, but you're not aiding to the problem. You want to solve the problem. You want to be that person that's saying, hey, yeah, I want this change, man. But if you're not going to be a solution to it, you're not going to fix it. Why is it like in the last 30 days, the player count for Genshin Impact has not even dropped a chunk? And let's put it this way. You think that Hoyo is going to give two flying shits if 10 people stop playing? No. They're going to give more crap if like 2 million people out of 4 million stop playing. And so they see that number steadily drop. You know, because then it actually showcases that there is a problem and that they need to resolve it. But then again, they probably wouldn't resolve it either way in the long run. But the biggest issue is that I see a lot of people, and I've talked to a few people about this, and they're like, oh man, they're talking about, you know, cultural aspirations. They're talking about, you know, ban Hoyo games, stuff like this. Boycott until they fix this. And then I'm watching on their Discord that the little ticker switches off that says currently playing Genshin Impact. One friend told me, oh, well, yeah, I play Genshin Impact, but I'm just not giving them money.
Make it fast.
But you're playing it and technically you're advertising it because you're streaming it at the same time. So someone else, you know, you're encouraging someone else to play it at the same time. You're not making a change. You're just saying, hey, yeah, don't boycott Hoyo games and don't spend money, but I'm going to keep playing the game. How does that make sense? You know, it would be more of a controversy if like the big people who play Genshin Impact, you know, who's all about this, would legitimately stop playing it, play something else, and people be like, go on their streams or their video channel and be like, huh? Why did you stop playing Genshin? And then you know what? You start the conversation. I am not playing Genshin Impact until this changes.
Make it fast.
You know, protesting and boycotting means, you know, you're in it for the long run, aren't you? I'm just saying, you're supposed to be in it for the long run. You're supposed to be trying to produce a change. My problem is that the community is not actually banding together. Like, in all honesty, it's not really banding together. It is more or less just sitting there and just pretending. Like, I honestly don't believe some people actually, I think some people do believe, you know, hey, I want this change, you know, I feel, you know, there is an issue here, you know, that we need better representation. And I feel like you got a bunch of others that's like, oh yeah, I'm jumping on the bandwagon, but they're not actually jumping on the bandwagon. They're just doing it as a feel-good thing. You know, it's like the sick kid in the hospital, you know, you go over there, you go say hi, but you're not going to go to the, you know, to the grocery store and donate $1, at least a minimum of $1 to St. Jude. Or even vice versa in that regards. You're going to go to the grocery store, you're going to be like, yeah, I'll give you $1 for St. Jude. But when the time it comes to go ahead and give blood, oh, hell no, I ain't giving blood at the goddamn the hospital to save lives. You can't have it both ways. Like, if you're going to do something, you're going to do something. Like, I would suggest that if you're going to truly boycott games like this, uninstall it. Don't play it. There's other games out there in the world that you can try. Hell, there's something called going outside and touching fucking grass. I do it every day when I go to work. It's just, it's kind of mind-boggling to me, and it's kind of funny. Because this showcases to me that I don't think actually people care. That it's just a more of the I pretend to care scenario. And I want, like, right now, there's no content in WutheringWaves right now for me to actually really cover, and I'm working on some other stuff right now in order to make some content about some builds and everything. So, you know what, the reason why I'm talking about all this anyway is because, yeah, I'm kind of low on content right now, and this is something that's still out there that I wanted to give my opinion on. So I'll put it like this, you know, respectfully, you know, I think that we can all come together and we can all, you know, agree that there needs to be changes in games such as, you know, even WutheringWaves. There's no representation. There needs to be better culture representation in games. I honestly 100% believe that. I think that we need to have, in all earnesty and all honesty, you know, better communication with people in the community and more trustworthy people that is actually going to be, you know, face up. Hey, I'm here for this. I'm going to be part of this. But it's not going to work if the community doesn't band together. I'm waiting for when WutheringWaves, like I said, like, you know, even WutheringWaves is going to have this issue probably. And you know what? I'm waiting for people to start complaining about WutheringWaves in the simple terms of Genshin Impact. I just think of it as simple as this. It's like I said, it's like Morgan Freeman said, how do you end all this? You just don't talk about it. It is what it is. And you know what? For the new generation, if they don't know, because I'm gonna put it like this to you. You're not born in any which way, shape, form as more than just an innocent child who does not know the world. You're taught. And it depends on who teaches you what. And if we are the type of people that could just, you know, stop with all the other stuff and just legitimately teach the new generation that this is, you know, this does not exist, then guess what? Years down the road, multiple years down the road, it won't exist. If you don't teach a child that there's a difference between color skins, then guess what? That child never knows any better about it and grows up never knowing it. But the moment you start teaching them, you know, certain things, I'm gonna be honest. I'll be legitimately honest. You know what? I'll say it just like it's supposed to be. You're not born racist. You're taught racism. That's it. And in the future, the only way things like that's going to change is if we stop it by not talking about it. Instead of it being like a race issue, you know, a race problem, When it becomes a humanity issue, then we can resolve it. I mean, I got different friends that are, you know, all over the place, that all have different thoughts and their own patterns in their own brains. But you know what? I respect each and every single one of them. I don't care about the color of their skin. I don't care about their sexual preference. I don't care about what their gender is. You know what I care about? I care at the end of the day that we can sit down, we can laugh, and we can just have fun. That's it. That we can sit there, have a good conversation, we can watch a movie, we can play some games, and we can just be friends. That's it. So, in all honesty and all that other stuff, guys, I don't know how y'all gonna take this video. I hope that, you know, it's taken well. That's all I'm going to say. I'm hoping that it is understood and taken well, and not taken out of context. I hope that someone actually watches an entire video from beginning to end, rather than just watch it for like 5 minutes and then go ahead and try to make comments. Because I agree with each and every one of you. You know, I agree, but I also see that there is issues when the majority of your community is not following suit, even though they claim they are part of it. You know, I think that there is other ways of handling stuff like this, and that's just how it is. I don't know. My brain's fried. I just, after seeing that, like the numbers and the people on Twitch, because I would have figured by now that you would have had content creators and big ones too that's streaming right now that wouldn't be streaming this game, that would legitimately be holding back to make a point. And they're not. If anything, it's just showcasing, oh, that no one actually cares. That it feels like a lot of people just straight up, you know, want to claim that they're doing the right thing, but don't want to put any more action behind it. And that's just where I see a problem at. But let me know what your thoughts is down below. What do you think about the entire issue? You know, this is a judgment-free zone. I don't care if you want to criticize. I don't care if you have whatever you want to say. I don't ban no one unless there is straight up, you know, prejudice. If there's straight up racism and stuff like that, like, you know, and blatant, you know, straight up just attacking. Otherwise, if we're actually having a conversation, we're actually having a debate, I don't mind having those debates as long as at the end of the day we actually understand one another and learn from one another. So, until the next video, guys, I'll catch you on the flip side. You have a good one, and peace.